amount of times that I've woken up with a hangover, despite telling myself the night before that today, Leon, you're not going to drink, or you're just going to even have just one drink. And the next day, I'm just waking up not even knowing how I drank as much as I did. I have done this so many times. And I'll be honest with yourself, the amount of pain that this used to create in my heart, in my mind, was immense. I used to look at myself in the mirror with disgust, with shame, with guilt. And I used to ask myself, why do I keep doing this? Why can my friend have half a bottle of wine and call it a night? You know, is there something wrong with me? I used to think this all the time. And I remember going to Alcoholics Anonymous and then finally learning that, yeah, Leon, you've got something wrong with you. You're an alcoholic. You're born this way. You have a disease with no known cure. And when I first got told that, it was a bit of a relief. I thought, yeah, it's my fault. I'm born this way. You know, I looked at my family tree. I saw drug and alcohol addiction across the board. It must have been in my genetic makeup. I'm the one to blame here. I can never be fixed. How many of us buy into this idea that the alcohol drinking is our fault, that we were born different to everybody else? How many of us believe that? Because I believed it for so long. And when I bought into that early on in my journey, in my very early 20s, when I bought into this idea that I'm an addict and I'm an alcoholic, guess what then started happening? Well, I might go a few weeks without a drink and then get that taste of alcohol and then remember, do you know what? I'm an alcoholic, so I better drink more. And listen, I'm not saying that before I knew this kind of stuff that I wasn't doing that anyway, but it almost started to become this self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, I think I've told you guys this before. I actually have a tattoo. I'm not going to show you the tattoo, but I have a tattoo and it's actually quite a sad story. So when I was going to AA, I also went to NA as well. And I met a guy there. He had got clean off heroin. He was a young guy, you know, super nice guy, really charismatic. It was such a shame, but he got clean and that's when I met him. And I remember once we went to a meeting together and he got a coffee and he put 3 spoons of coffee in. And I'm thinking, bro, what are you doing? And he looked at me and he said, well, I'm an addict. I drink to get caffeinated. Like, I'm an addict. Like, this is what I do. I want to have a caffeine dose. And I'm like, where did you learn this? Like, where did you learn this idea that because you're an addict, you should drink more of the drug than, you know, just putting a normal spoon of coffee in? Right? It didn't make sense. Now, the sad thing is that this guy went on to pass away. He died from a heroin overdose. Absolute tragedy in his 20s. Got found in a public toilet. And that was somebody that I actually had a friendship with. But he was told that he was this way. He was born this way. And he could never change. Unless he went to meetings and called himself, powerless and asked God to help him. Now, I'm not saying that that guy wouldn't have passed away anyway. But it was a pretty dark thing to happen. When I understood his mindset and then that went on to happen later on, when he relapsed and then just went on an absolute bender. And I actually have a tattoo of a record that he gave me. He gave me a record and I got the logo of this thing tattooed on me. It was a crazy time in my 20s. And that was a reminder to never go into opiates. I know it sounds so bizarre, but it was really to remind me how bad things can go for somebody. And I've never shared that before. It's a little bit embarrassing to even say it, but I was pretty lost in my 20s and yeah, I got that tattoo. But that guy, I'm pretty sure that if I could speak to him now, he would also think that the drugs, the alcohol, whatever he was doing was his fault. And I'm here to give you a different message today. I'm here to tell you something. The drinking is not your fault. It is not your fault at all. You are not to blame in any way. Most people think it's their fault, and I'm going to give you an alternative view. Think about alcohol. We have been conditioned from day one of being born to think that drinking is glamorous, it's enjoyable, it's exciting, it's sophisticated. It's just what we do in society. You meet a friend, you have a drink. You go on a date, you have a drink. You meet a business colleague, you have a drink. You go networking, you have a drink. We get made to believe this from day one of being born. Every movie you watch, every series you watch, it just gets pushed on you again and again and again and again and again, and it ain't gonna stop anytime soon. And when you combine this lifelong conditioning with the addictive nature of alcohol, you have got a recipe for disaster. The nature of a drug is you take one, and then the next day, you take more and more and more and more. That is not the nature of you. That is not the nature of an individual. It is the nature of the drug. You are not to blame. You are not to blame here whatsoever. What is to blame is the drug and is the conditioning. But listen, there's something that I've missed out. There's something that I haven't told you. I have withheld something from you. I have withheld something from you because I'm saying you're not to blame, but there's something I've missed. Listen, this might not be your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it. Because nobody, I promise you, nobody is coming to save you. If you're drinking too much alcohol, no one's coming to help you. No one's coming to save you. There is no savior to help you stop drinking alcohol. It is your full responsibility to fix this. I'm not saying you can't pray. I'm not saying you can't do these things, but it is down to you to take action. It is down to you to do something about this. And you can do this. I have just seen it so many times. I've worked with hundreds of people now. I've seen people completely change their lives. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, if you've been putting the pieces together, if you've been trying to reframe alcohol, you can do this as well. It is not too late. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to start thinking that you're the problem and you can never be fixed, because you've got nothing wrong with you. It's human nature to take a drug and want to take more. And when you combine that with that lifelong conditioning, of course, most of the damn population will be addicted to alcohol. And that's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix this. It's your responsibility to see the truth. It's to peel back the layers and to see that at its core, alcohol is nothing more than a poison. It's nothing more than ethanol. It is something that does nothing for you. It's your responsibility to get there with your mindset. It's your responsibility to monitor your mindset and make sure that you're not going to slip back up and start thinking that alcohol is going to enhance your life again. That is your responsibility, and nobody else can do it for you. I can help you. I can make videos. You can join my program. I can assist you, but it's all down to you. I don't help anybody stop drinking. They help themselves. They step up. They say, do you know what? I'm doing this. I'm getting this done. And sure, I can facilitate that, but they end up doing it themselves. It's time for you to save yourself. Make today count. And if you click the video on the screen now, you can learn 3 secrets on how to get control of your drinking. Have a great day.